Hi everybody, it's Alex. Welcome to Summer in October. We're doing a spoiler-free review of Wolfman 2025. I will have a full spoiler discussion, separate video for everybody, but for anybody who's wondering, should I watch this, should I see it in theaters, or just want kind of a non-spoiler discussion about it, here it is. I will say, before I even get into this, I didn't watch any, it's kind of ironic, I didn't watch anybody speak about this movie or read any reviews before I went to see it. I've learned very, very easily that I need to go experience it for myself because I'm not critiquing every little edit choice. I'm not critiquing every little directional choice. I really like a story. I really like visual. That's about it. I'm not taking it overly seriously. I just want to have fun with it. I want to have a good experience. And for me personally, I loved it. I love this movie. A lot of people don't, and I hear them, but I don't think you should judge, even with this video. I don't think you should judge whether you'll like it or not by this. It's just good if you want some reassurance in how you feel. Maybe you more align with me, maybe you more align with somebody else. You'll learn that as, my channel grows. But what I did do instead of that is I actually watched the Wolfman from 1940s. I was trying to get the 1920s one. It's like a silent film. I can't find it anywhere. If you know where I can watch it, let me know. I'd still love to check it out. But I think that really set up my expectations. Understanding also Wolfman versus werewolf, and I think you could even watch American Werewolf in London to grasp kind of what this movie's going for. I find the Wolfman concept itself really goes for the conflicts that arise from being the Wolfman. It's not about being this werewolf monster, it's the transformation of man to wolf and what that entails. The pacing of the movie I thought was good. We had a great intro scene that introduced us to not only the mystery of the Wolfman or the face of the wolf, but also the beautiful location that this was all going to take place. And then we're introduced to Blake, Charlotte, how come I can't remember the kid's name already? The child. A lot of people criticized how the resolution of this family dynamic played out because they did have to introduce some conflict in this family. We set the tone for who this family is. I think I understood it very clearly. Maybe this is TMI for the internet, but I am an only child, so I have a mom and a dad. I'm a daddy's girl, and there's always tension when you add another person and then also think about when you kind of favor another person, not even favor, it's just like you connect more with somebody. And I think I grasped that very easily because I've lived it, so I can see where that comes up. I do personally think that the conflicts in this get resolved. The thing with the Wolfman movies in particular, if you go watch American Werewolf in London especially, and even the Wolfman, you'll understand that sometimes the conflict resolution or the resolution to what is set up is not always tied with a bow. I wouldn't want the movie to be any longer. I wouldn't want them to stretch anything else. For a movie to be realistic sometimes, it needs to be realistic. Like, we are dealing with a wolfman, you know? Only so much can happen to resolve conflicts. All your problems that you think you have don't always matter in a survival situation. And sometimes that's a situation where you realize, why was I dwelling so much on this? Why was I being so hard on myself? Because for one, maybe you show yourself something or you discover something within yourself. So personally for me, I think the conflicts get resolved. When we're talking about werewolves or wolfmen, we have to talk about transformations. I don't want to spoil too much. I personally like this new take on the transformation. I haven't seen it personally, but it was not just the physical transformation of a man to a wolf. It was also the loss of a man to the wolf. You get what I'm putting down? We also get to see how the person loses themselves in becoming the Wolfman and the changes that happen internally. And I think that is really, really cool. I love that perspective. And then it plays out in the action. This movie picks up pace pretty quick, and I could not breathe. It's not terrifying. There's sometimes when I was like, you know me when I react to my videos. I was doing that in theater. I can't believe. I just can't hold back. It's just me. It's how I react. So gauge yourself on how I reacted, but I definitely did jump and gasp a few times. When we talk about the creature design, because we're talking about a werewolf or a wolfman, I personally liked it. The thing with the wolfman, I have seen some critics be kind of harsh on it didn't look scary enough or whatever. But when you watch a werewolf movie and you watch ones that are like the wolfman concept, The creature design has always been very, very different. It is a man that is animalistic, you know? It kind of looks like a man, but is also this terrifying creature. And for me, I was satisfied with it. There was times when the wolfman was running on all fours and like, I almost wanted to giggle a little because it wasn't that terrifying. But when it came to the stalking and the survival and the hunt, that's what scared me. And to be fair, sometimes I watch scary movies and there's a guy with a mask and I'm like, you look silly. And then they start stalking and killing. I'm like, I'm a little bit scared. So I think for me, it was perfectly fine. When we talk about definitely some of it was practical effects, there was a CGI scene, I think CGI, it was something very early in the movie. When it happened, I was like, if the rest of the movie looks like this, I'm gonna be disappointed. That one little scene needed to be edited a little bit more. It just looked really fake. Kind of a downfall for that one part, but it was really early, so when things picked up pace, I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm trying to really think of like what more I can say in a non-spoiler review. I do think it looked beautiful. For me, the woods is scary in itself. I mean, I grew up in it. I love the woods, but it's also just like vast and you're so separated and that you're stranded and it's scary. So I love that setting. So for me, seeing that in theaters was really worth it. You do have to consider that they are isolated. They're going to a very isolated place. There's not a huge cast of people to work with in this movie. For some people, that's a drawback. Sometimes I watch a vampire movie, and because it's so limited, I'm like, there's not enough carnage. But there's a lot of, I don't even know if hurt is the right word in this story. It's just, I really liked it. I really like what they touched on. I really like the conflict of the Wolfman. I just like that. American Werewolf in London. I like when the Wolfman is not just a villain, he's also a victim. So I really enjoyed that. There's not a lot of like puzzle, mystery, or lore that makes this have a lot of rewatchability. The rewatchability for me really comes with the pace. I think they ended it really, really great. I was a little bit nervous how it was going to end. And I have to say, all the like cheesy things that happened in building the family dynamics paid off. So for me, it didn't lose me there. And I'm trying to think of more that I can critique in a non spoiler review, but if I'm being honest, I really enjoyed it. It was a really good mix for me for the moments where we had a moment to experience what was happening, sit in what the terror was, and then the hunting and the stalking and the crazy and the action. And I just liked the twist on the Wolfman story. I liked how this played out. I liked the conflict, and for me, it was resolved. I'll go over more of that in my spoiler discussion. If there's something you want to see in these non-spoiler reviews, like if I should be talking about something specific, let me know. I haven't really done these. It's kind of hard when I really like a movie because it's hard for me to critique or give like little notes when the little notes have to come from the details, which I can't spoil for you. But for me, I loved it. I think if you like American Werewolf in London, if you like the Wolfman concept, I think it's worth going to see. If you want like really scary werewolf monster carnage, I don't think Wolfman as a concept is what you're looking for, but I personally really liked it. I don't know. I liked it. You can let me know what you think. Don't leave any spoilers in this. The spoiler discussion's coming out tomorrow. So don't worry, it's coming, and I'm actually going to film it right now.